Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We take a look at the shorter time frame chart here for Bitcoin, and today, after the stock market has opened, we've seen a bit of a surge, a small reaction to that Fibonacci support zone, which I communicated earlier today. Fibonacci support is defined between 84,985 and 82,444, and I think this is. The white count still obviously has a chance, okay? And I did mention to you that as long as we're holding above that solid red line, the white count is technically valid. Then a little later, I put that Fibonacci support area to the chart, to which the price then also reacted. I have to say, though, I'm not convinced yet that a low is in. This is quite a shallow pullback, but it's a three-wave move down. Therefore, in my opinion, quite a good opportunity for those who were looking here for a position. We could still possibly test that support area again. So for now, I mean, just to explain again, for those who missed previous updates, the idea is that a substantial low formed here in a fourth wave. That's not confirmed yet, but, you know, with a break above initial resistance, it's what we're watching and tracking primarily, okay? So the idea is this was a wave one, this was a wave two, A, B, C. I have to just adjust that 1 second. A, B, C in wave two. We could now be in a third wave, which would be an ABC structure. A wave up, that was quite high, so the A wave came quite high, which is not ideal, but valid. This here could now be a B wave pullback. Again, that B wave might go a little lower. We technically still have space in that, quite a lot of room actually in that support area. And if wave C to the upside unfolds, it should take the price to 90,170. That's the 138% extension of the initial rally, actually. Yeah, and that pullback. However, have to say that we now need to change that slightly, actually, due to the latest swing low that formed here. Okay, so I always have to base that target based on the 1-2 setup. And because the wave 2 is now a little higher, with the latest changes, small adjustments to the chart, yeah, this shifts a little higher, but overall it doesn't change much. So ideally the price would get actually to 91,420, the 138% extension based on the initial 1-2 setup. And then this would be wave A, that would be wave B now, but again, also that can go a little lower still, so we have to be prepared for that. The price might dip into that support area again. Which is especially likely until we get a decisive break above those last highs, because the price has not yet broken above the intraday high. Hasn't done it yet. Okay, a wick, but that's not really a breakout. And we also want to see a break above that A wave high at 87,470. Then we can focus here on the next levels above 90,280 and 91,420. Okay, and then once we get to 91,420, we can add support for this fourth wave, and we need another high in wave 5 to confirm a solid 5-wave move up. This would be short-term bullish, which means short-term bullish scenario requires that the price holds above the red line. We discussed that in the previous video, 81,140. There is some structural support highlighted here by the dotted red line at 83,625. And Fibonacci support between 82,444 and 84,985. As long as we're holding that zone, I think the white count remains in control, and we can then pay attention to the blue zone above. From a short-term bearish point of view, let's zoom out a little bit. We have a triangle pattern that could be unfolding here. Explained that in the last video in case you missed it, where we have an A wave down, the B wave is a triangle, and the C wave down could follow. That B wave triangle, again, would be an ABCDE structure: A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, and E wave. So this would be this Elliott Wave triangle pattern that we're tracking. That means we could be currently working on wave C, and that C wave could also still go a little bit higher. But the main takeaway is, should the price break below Fibonacci support and the red line, then this would indicate that the white count is failing, and then it increases probabilities that this fourth wave that in the white count presumably bottomed is actually still unfolding. Now the question is, when can we invalidate that short-term bearish triangle pattern? Only well, it will be invalidated only with a break above the green line at 95,180. So just important to know that key invalidation point. So yeah, that's the update, which means as long as pullbacks remain corrective, we can watch for higher, but that doesn't rule out another dip into the support area until we really have a decisive upside breakout. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, I invite you to join us on Twitter, X, for further discussions, additional insights, additional updates. Today, for example, I uploaded a video about SPX 6900. I know a lot of you are regularly asking for this coin, so there are exclusive updates here on X that you won't find on YouTube. In addition to that, there's stuff about mindset and so on, lots of other content, and that's most important, you can discuss with the community. Essentially, that's what X is for. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.